This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stockbox interview. Joining us today is Cedric Simonet, the Chief Operating Officer of Altona Rare Earths, following news from their flagship rare earth element project, the Monte Muambe. So hello, Cedric. Thank you very much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm very good, Mark. Good morning.
Well, thank you very much for your time today. Of course, the news release this morning, the successful completion of the 2022 drilling program at the Monte Muambe project in Mozambique, completed on time and within budget, which is always good to hear. And the objective of this second phase of drilling was to provide sufficient data to enable the company to deliver the project's maiden mineral resource estimate, which is scheduled for Q1 2023, and then the all-important scoping study Q2 23. So, on time and on budget, that's very good. You've got the data now. Do you have enough data? Are you able to progress nice and rapidly now with both the MRE and, of course, the scoping study for, again, those sort of rough timelines?
Yes, we do have enough data. We were able to cross-check our drilling plans when we did the exploration target estimate, which was made in the same way a mineral resource estimate would be done. Just it was done using the PXRF data, so it couldn't be an actual resource estimate. But that gave us a good overview of the shape of our body. And what we saw is that we needed to add one line of drill holes on target 1 on the northeast side to try to test the deeper parts of the ore body and to get the deep angle of the ore body correct, which we were able to do. Again, using the PXRF, we are on site. We fine-tuned our SOPs and now we are able to get indicative results on our drilling the next day. That means if a hole is drilled today, if a sample is taken out of the ground today, the next day I can have the results. And this is a very powerful tool because it allows us to make very, very quick decision on what we do next in terms of the next drill hole. And that's one of the reasons why we were able to do so much savings on our drilling campaign. We don't have to wait 6 months or 3 months for assay results.
Excellent. Well, that's very good to hear because, of course, one of the frustrations with investing in this space is the dreaded long waits for those assay results. Of course, the all-important assay results that people are eager to see often do take quite a long time. So that's very good to hear that hopefully isn't the situation here with Altona. Now, another point I picked up from the RNS this morning was that you say that at this early stage, even the fact that you are at this early stage, the assays show that Monte Muambe is a significant, high-grade, viable rare earth project that is suitable for open pit mining. So, I mean, to make that sort of statement at this stage before we've gone even down the scoping study route, it must really scream of confidence from the team at Altona. Could you perhaps expand a bit more on why you are confident in making this statement and maybe give an idea of why, you know, the high grades there, maybe give some context as to why they are looking so promising with regards to rare earth deposits?
Yeah, all right. So viable, that will be confirmed once we have the scoping study, obviously. But what we are seeing shaping up as Monte Muambe is an ore body with a very, very good shape. We've already talked about that previously. We now understand well the shape of the ore body. So to describe it, we have this hill, and the ore body outcrops at the top of the hill, and it dips more or less parallel to the slope of the hill, which means the amount of overburden is relatively limited. So on one side, the ore body outcrops. Now we followed it on a width of 200 meters towards the northwest. At that level, the ore body is obviously deeper, between 50 and 100 meters below the surface, roughly. So we have this slab of ore, which is 200 meters wide, 600 meters long, 40 to 60 meters thick, and it's very shallow. There is very little overburden. So on the mining side, it's ideal for an open pit. It's completely ideal. We even had a good surprise with two of the holes we drilled in November. We found that some of the ore is back close to the surface. With hole 98, the top of the ore body is just 12 meters below the surface. That's very, very shallow. We think there is a fault between that hole and the other hole to the west, and that fault somehow pushed up the ore body back towards the surface. So that gives us even more ground to follow and to expand the ore body next year towards the northeast. So in terms of the shape of the ore body, in terms of the relationship between the shape of the ore body and the topography, it's just perfect.
Okay.
Now, of course, this is not the only criteria for viability. There are plenty of economic parameters. Metallurgy is super important. We have samples which are currently being tested, which are currently being submitted for metallurgical testing in Australia. Other samples which are on the mineralogy part. So these will be important inputs in the scoping study also, and we don't have these results.
And you're able to determine that then. Now, of course, open pit mining is excellent. You know, you've talked about the limited overburden there. You're able to sort of say this confidently even at this stage, are you?
Oh yeah. You just have to see a cross section of the ore body with the topography, and immediately you understand that this is a perfect case for open pit mining.
Excellent. Okay, good. Well, it certainly sounds like great progress is being made there. I wonder if you can set out perhaps some of the, we're approaching the end of the year now. Maybe from your point of view, if you could sum up the year in terms of Altona's progress on the exploration side of things. And then going into next year, of course, the big things you want to achieve is, of course, a scoping study and the mineral resource estimate. But could you perhaps set out some of the rough timelines that you're perhaps working to over next year? And also, if you can, I've got to ask you, I know it's not your area with being more on the operations side, but of course the IPO and the move over to the main market there, have you got anything you can share with us on that? I know investors are anticipating that quite a lot.
All right. So in terms of timeline, most of our samples from drilling are already with the laboratory for assay, and a big part has been assayed. The last batch of sample from the drilling done in November has gone to the lab last week. So we will have the results very soon, and these are important inputs into the mineral resource estimate and also the scoping study. We are on time for, as we've said previously, delivering the mineral resource estimate in the first quarter of 2023, will be probably in March, and the scoping study in the second quarter of 2023, that will be probably in April. That will be a key step, not only on the technical side and with respect to the viability of the project, but that will also kick the transition to phase 3 of the project. That has some implication for the percentage of ownership of Monte Muambe mining that we will have earned. It will have increased to 51%. And that will put us also on track to get certain licensing processes started in country, for example, the land rights, the environmental impact assessment for mining, and even the mining concession. We will be working on this very early next year. So you can expect a big flow of news for next year during the course of the year.
Excellent.
We will start the pre-feasibility study immediately. The scoping study is completed. And we will start, obviously, with some infill drilling to increase the size and the level of confidence of our resource. So it's going to be a very, very busy year for us. And we are advancing on securing other projects also. I can't say much about this, but I'm expecting that we will have secured ionic clay projects by mid next year.
Okay, excellent. So it sounds like a busy year ahead for Altona. Anything on the IPO that you can share?
All right. So on the IPO, we are still working on the process with the FCA. We are communicating with them on almost a daily basis, also with our advisors. Unfortunately, we don't have yet a date for the listing. We are hoping to get this date very, very soon.
Hoping to get the date very, very soon. Okay, well, we'll have to wait and see on that regard. I know it does take quite a long time, these processes sometimes. So, yeah, we will hopefully be able to catch up with Christian, the CEO, at some point to perhaps get a little bit more information on that. But thank you very much for your time today. Cedric Simonet, the Chief Operating Officer of Altona Rare Earths.
Thank you, Mark.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stopboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.